Another weekly recap. This is probably just gonna be a book week because I only have 400 of them, and I want to get another stockpile so that I just have them for whenever I need them. So we're just gonna spend that this week doing that. I did spend last week also kind of doing that, but last week was also artifact, so it wasn't to its full efficiency. So we're just gonna do them again. Why not? My connection is not great for some reason. I don't know why, but that's also one of the reasons I'm doing this. So I don't have to,
Thank you for
deal with fighting a boss at low ping.
Add Astra.
Not that that matters because we have to do, I forget what's called, reputation. That's it. We have to do that too, so it doesn't particularly matter. Okay, let's go. I think I'm gonna go to Natland just because I need to get a supply of Natland drops anyway. I don't have like any fangs from when I leveled the characters I did, so we're just gonna do this. So I haven't actually slept over when I when I last woke up, which was 5 yesterday. I haven't slept since then, so it's been interesting so far. I was just up late, I don't know, doing stuff. I don't know, my sleep schedule kind of got messed up over the weekend, so
Tell me what you see. Silence.
we deal with it. It is not a big deal, if you don't fall asleep, you just stay up. I do kind of wish that the artifact event was still out because that was so useful. It was so good. There's a Matador thing here. See, this is the problem. This does not look like it's part of this, but it is, and it doesn't look like it. Like, I already have all the achievements, and I didn't think that there was extra Matadors. I thought I'd gotten them all. But oh yeah, the new event. It's just like the last co-op or one of the previous co-op events that we had. You just collect coins and stuff. They look fun. Those are always fun. I always enjoyed the more chill like co-op events where you just kind of do mini games. I think that those are enjoyable. It's a nice break from the multiple combat events we've gotten recently. I don't think they should be very often, but I also wouldn't mind them being more often than they are. So man, all these are just in a line, aren't they?
Time to go.
I've been playing RuneScape. When I talked about the buy release thing, yeah, they got me to start actually playing the game. It's kind of fun. I don't know. MMOs are not my thing. They've never been my thing and probably never will be. I don't mind grinding. I mean, I play this game, but like the grind in a game like RuneScape is on another level. Like it takes hours and hours and hours. Like you watch all these videos about RuneScape and you're like, oh, they're do it so quick. I could do that too. And then no, it's because they are making a video and that little section you just watched took them 20 hours to do. Like that is crazy. I could not do that. So I've just been playing casually. It also helps that I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, so I can't particularly rush anything because I don't know what anything is. But it's kind of fun. I also I don't understand the whole membership idea to play a game. Like you need to have a membership in order to get the full experience. I don't like that. Like it's a little less of an issue on RuneScape specifically because you can play the game for free, but on a game like World of Warcraft, I just don't understand how you buy a $40 game or you buy the game and then you also have to pay for a membership to play the game. Like that just doesn't make sense to me. Who would do that? Like people can do whatever the hell they want with their money. I don't care. But like I wouldn't do that. But I also understand that an MMO is not very self-sustainable. Like you need to have something to sustain it in the terms of money. MMOs are very expensive to run and host, especially if you don't have a membership system. Then you have to bombard it with microtransactions, right? That's just how it's going to be. So I can understand that, and at least RuneScape is playable for free, and you can earn the membership through in-game money. You can pay for it. It is crazy expensive. Like I have like 15 hours in that game, and I only have like 15,000 coins. So I'm perfectly fine with microtransactions in games that are purely cosmetic, as long as they don't provide any crazy advantage. Like as long as it's not pay to win, I don't care. You know, and Genshin, you can't really argue that I mean, you could argue that it's pay to win because it could be, but I think the only pay to win aspect in Genshin is resin refreshing, right? Using your Favorite gems to get resin daily. I think that's the only real pay to win thing, because characters, anybody can get the same character. It just, you know, constellations are also kind of odd, but constellations can also take time. You just gotta save up for it, right?
The birds call.
Well, like characters and constellations, I don't really consider pay to win, or like weapons or anything. I consider resin refreshing a little pay to win, but you know, if they let you do that, then that's their choice. You know, and it's your choice to engage with that. I will never engage with it. That is crazy. Why? I don't understand. I don't know who is like, I don't know anybody who doesn't like buy preview gems consistently. Well, that's wrong. I know one person who resin refreshes, but that's because they only like 3 characters, so they don't particularly care. Resin refreshing is just crazy to me. Like, you're wasting valuable resources that can increase. I'm dead. You're wasting valuable resources that could be used to make your account better just for something you could wait a day for, right? And that just doesn't. I just don't understand why you would do that. Like, I will never spend Primo Gems on resin refreshing. You will never catch me doing that. That is the craziest thing ever, and it is such a waste. I truly think one of the greatest things you can do for your account to make it better is to get new characters as they come out, because power creep is a thing. As much as we all hate it, power creep is a thing. It is going to happen, and there's not really much you can do to stop it. So getting the new characters as they release is great, is good. You know, like Mavwika and Sit Lolly. Like, missing out on those characters is one of the, like, on either one of them, or especially both, but on either one of them is definitely a bad thing, because they are so in the, you know, meta at the moment that it's very hard to, you know, all the top teams use those characters in some way, shape, or form, right? So not having those characters makes it, just means you're not gonna do as good as a baseline, you know. And I don't pull for characters based on the meta or whatever. I pulled on Mavwika because I like Mavwika. I think Mavwika is a fun character. I don't think she's the greatest character ever, but I don't think she's a terrible character. I think she could be better, but I don't hate where she is now, right? I can't believe that whole thing was started about me talking about how I don't like memberships in games. But yeah, like I've had my fair share of microtransactions. I played Fortnite for, I have 3,000 hours in Fortnite. Are you kidding me? Like, I understand microtransactions, and I also played 6 Siege and Apex Legends, although I didn't spend a single dollar on Apex Legends because Apex Legends sucks. But you know, I've been through my fair share of microtransactions, and I think they can be good, but they can also be, they can be very good for a game, but they can also be the greatest downfall of said game, right? You can't make the microtransaction system predatory, and you can't make it pay to win. I think are the 2 biggest sins in a microtransaction thing. Microtransactions, in my opinion, are just like the advertisements on YouTube. They're a necessary evil, which the YouTube ads have been getting horrible. I turned off my ad blocker and immediately just swarmed with all these ads shilling shitty AI products, and like, and by AI products, I don't mean a product made by AI. I mean literal AI products, like business managing AI, or like a business assisting AI, or some shit like that. And that is the stupidest thing ever. Like, I don't know why everybody's obsessed with AI these days. I don't get it. I don't think AI is a good thing. I can understand where it's applicable, but AI should not be, but like generative AI should not be a thing. AI should not create. So yeah, I don't respect anybody who uses AI to do work instead of hiring somebody. That is the stupidest thing ever. You will never, in the life of, as long as I'm in control of this YouTube channel, you will never see me using AI for any reason at all. I will do everything myself, you know, or pay somebody to do it if I ever get to that point, which I doubt. But you know, I'm never gonna stoop so low as to use AI to fucking work for me. That's the stupidest thing ever. And some people make the argument is like, oh, but what if somebody has the creativity but can't, you know, produce the thing? Like, they don't know how to do it. And I'm just like, just learn how to do it. You can't skip over the you can't skip over the work part of having a imagination and like being an artist. You can't skip over the work aspect of being an artist. You can't be like, would you like my saying my the thing I asked was like, would you, so you would consider somebody who came up with an idea or just a concept and then had AI make it, you would consider them an artist, because that's what you're saying. You're saying that, you know, you would consider them an artist when all they did was think of the thing and didn't actually put any time into the goddamn art. And like, art, being an artist is about the creativity, yes, but it's also about making the art. It is not about just coming up with the idea for the art, you know. It's stupid. I don't like AI. I think it's a bad thing, and I think it's going to be the end of a lot of things that shouldn't end. But whatever. I don't know. We're here to play Genshin Impact, not fucking talk about AI. Although, you know, we're ending this segment on AI. Well, who cares? Anyway, I'll see you Tuesday. Okay, it's now Tuesday. Man, I'm sneezing like crazy. What the heck? You know what I realized? I completely forgot about to talk about this yesterday, probably because I got sidetracked yapping about RuneScape and WoW and, you know, the other things I yapped about for no reason. It's very funny because Monday seemed like 20 minutes of just me talking about random stuff, and I never really shut up about it. But the day this video goes out on Friday is my birthday, so you know, April 25th. I am not telling you how old I am. Screw you. You can guess about that on your own, and I will neither confirm nor deny. So, you know, go crazy, I guess. But yeah, my birthday is the day this video goes out, which I, you know, just forgot about. I don't know. You know how I talked about I was playing RuneScape yesterday? I did proceed to not play RuneScape yesterday. I have mixed feelings about RuneScape because I do think it's a good game, but I also, you know, I find it very hard to play games where the grinding takes so long, just because I find it uninteresting when, you know, you're sitting in the same spot doing the same thing for hours on end. That is boring to me, right? And like Genshin has some level of grinding, right? Of course it does. It's, you know, it's that kind of game. But the Genshin grinding at least is, you fight a boss a lot, you fight multiple bosses many times, but it's not like the same exact thing every time, and you can change it up whenever you want. You can, you know, fight with a different team or different characters or anything like that, right? And I don't know, this like clicking on the screen for 8 hours on end just doesn't seem incredibly fun to me. I don't know, I'm gonna keep playing it though. Apparently the new Oblivion remaster is out, which is hilarious that it just kind of came out with no fanfare or anything. And apparently it's in Game Pass. It's in Game Pass. I'm gonna play it. Oblivion's not my favorite game. I like Oblivion. It's not like a bad game or anything, but Oblivion was just kind of so weirdly structured that I did not want to, like, it was just kind of hard to learn how to play Oblivion. Elder Scrolls Oblivion, by the way, not just any game. Like the leveling system is weird and everything, so it's just kind of hard to learn. And as somebody who played Skyrim first, it was just a little different, and I just didn't enjoy it as much. I still think it's fun. I haven't completed the main story of Oblivion, but I have done the Thieves Guild and the Dark Brotherhood all the way through. So, like, I've put in a lot of time into Oblivion. Like, it's not like I hate the game, right? I just don't find that as enjoyable as. But we are at, how many are we at? 500. Not bad. Okay, it's Wednesday. Sorry if this part is a little bit laggy. Ping is going crazy and it was lagging a little bit when I started, but that's fine. So yeah, it's Wednesday, so we're gonna do the normal things video. I don't know why I'm teleported over here instead of into the thing. Let's see. I've been playing the Oblivion remaster because it's in Game Pass, and that's good. So I think it's a good thing. I think it's a good thing for Oblivion because Oblivion is nearly 20 years old. It'll be 20 years old next year. And I think one of the things, like, there are going to be people who will avoid playing games just because of how the graphics look. So I think it's a good thing to take a beloved game that people either wouldn't originally look into or
Astra Abyssos.
that people were just too
Welcome
young
to
to
the
play when it was being talked about a lot, and then give them the opportunity to do that with updated graphics, right? I think that is fun, and it's been a fun time so far. You know, I own and have played the original Oblivion. I have 30 hours in Oblivion, but it's still a fun time to play. Dude, there's something wrong. It's still a fun time to play the remaster. I think the remaster is good. I think it's cool. It's still got that Oblivion feel to it, although the you know, obviously it doesn't look the same. And I do think that that's a disappointing thing, because like Oblivion has very specific art style, and I think the remaster kind of loses it. But seeing how the remaster looks makes me even more excited for Elder Scrolls 6, because I mean, if they could do this with a game engine, like a base game engine, like the AI and everything that is almost 2 decades old, then I'm excited to see what they can do with a, you know, modern day system and everything. Man, this sucks. I don't know why my connection is so bad. So yeah, I like the Oblivion remaster. I will say $50 for it is a little eh, but if you have Game Pass, it's whatever. If you've never played Oblivion and are interested, I would say probably pick up the remaster. The only thing you're missing out is going to be the modding scene. If you don't care for mods, then definitely pick up if you're interested. If you're a longtime fan of Oblivion, I would say you don't particularly need to play the remaster, because I think that if you're a longtime fan of Oblivion, you won't particularly enjoy the remaster, because it is just, it's different from Oblivion just at a baseline of how the game looks. So I do think that there is, you know, the idea that it will just feel kind of not like Oblivion if you
This
spend a
heavy
ton of
rain
time
must
at
be quite an
Oblivion.
inconvenience
I
for
haven't.
you.
Again, I only spent 30 hours. So it doesn't feel that different. I think it's cool to see, right? I've been enjoying it. If they do the same thing to if they do the same thing to Skyrim, then we're gonna have a problem, because I don't think Skyrim needs it, because unlike Oblivion, Skyrim has been getting consistent updates for the 15 years of its life. So I think that it is, I don't think it needs something like this, right? God, the fucking connection sucks. I don't know why it's like this either. I have literally no idea why this is happening, but since I'm not doing anything that really needs to bother with it, I'm just gonna keep going, you know. And it's weird because I have good days, I have good times, and then I have bad times. Oh yeah, we just hit 300 subs, which is very cool. I put a little opening segment in the most recent, the video on Wednesday, the event video, because I thought about doing it one day. Like I thought about doing it while I was, like, after I'd finished recording. I wanted to put a segment in there because I didn't look before I started recording. So I was like, oh, I should totally look and see. So I did after the fact, and I, you know, retroactively added a segment at the beginning. So it's still very cool. You know, I said it in that video, but I started just making videos in a spur of the moment thing when I was doing, I was playing Jusant, which is a climbing a mountain game. And I do want to revisit that game, maybe change how I structure it, because I have gotten better, you know, albeit a little bit, you know, but like maybe I redo that video and make it a little bit more entertaining or something. I think that could be fun. I wanted to do a stream of beating the game, but I don't own the game yet. So I would like to do that, because I mean, I want to own the game anyway. Like, I have condensed resin left. I have one. Okay, cool. I'm making sure. But like, I want to own the game before I make any more stuff about it, because I don't yet. And, I think I should. So that'll just take a while until I can get it. I still like Jusant. I want to do another playthrough. Obviously, I want to go for 100%. Like, maybe if I make that the video instead of how fast, because in the original Jusant video, I just did how fast can I beat it, and it, you know, it took me an hour and 20 minutes. What's funny is that video altogether took me like 3 hours, because I recorded the gameplay, which takes like a little over an hour. realized I recorded at the wrong bit rate, so it looked terrible. Then I had to re-record it all the way through, and then I sat in CapCut and recorded my voiceover while just playing the whole thing. So if you go back and watch that video, it'll be the most boring thing ever. It's Thursday, which means we do the same thing we've been doing all freaking week, man. I do like weeks like this, especially after the craziness of like Varesa and Chevreuse, where I had to, you know, make sure I was doing everything that came out that day, and I had so much extra stuff to do, not including weekly recap. This week has been nice and chill. We're just gonna do the same thing we've been doing because there's nothing else to do, and I don't want to do anything else because that kind of defeats the whole point of a book week if we do not books. Oh, that reminds me, what's the new event thing? Oh, I can't see. Right, I haven't done the rest of the event. It's still crazy to me that Kaya ice bridging is a main part of the event. That is really cool because Kaya ice bridging hasn't been a thing since, you know, the very start of the game, and I was around for that. I remember ice bridging to that secret island for that one quest with the Eye of the Storm. Like, that was that's such a classic memory. And yeah, I also like that the abyss is venti themed on one side, because that's just funny, considering venti hasn't been like meta since he came out, probably a little bit after that.
Not too far now. Go. You're free now.
So it's very funny to see venti have an abyss built more around him. And when I do the abyss, I'm 100% taking venti. Are you kidding me? I mean, have you seen the profile picture to this channel? Of course I'm going to take venti into the abyss. I don't know, it's just kind of weird seeing venti on the banner. And 5.6, if you haven't seen the key art to 5.6, I'll see if I can find it and put it on the screen. If I don't, you can yell at me, but it's got like the Mondstadt crew on it, so I'm thinking this might be a Mondstadt thing, which is really cool because it's been so long since we've had a Mondstadt themed patch, you know. And I love Mondstadt so much. Mondstadt is my favorite region. I'm super excited. I don't know if this is going to be like a actual like Mondstadt 2.0 or something like that. I doubt that that's going to be what it is, just because I don't see why they would, you know. I don't see this as much as I would want that. I do think Mondstadt and Leeway probably need a revamp, considering how in depth the regions have gotten since them. But this seems a little early to do that. But you know, I'm all for it. I think Mondstadt deserves it. I mean, Mondstadt and Leeway quite literally made the game what it is now. So I do think that they deserve getting you know, more attention to them, and I hope that they like expand the region. I would love to see more of Mondstadt because I feel like Mondstadt isn't very big. I would love to see more of the characters, like the commander of the Knights of Favonius, because we haven't actually seen that guy yet. You know, I'm just so excited to see more of Mondstadt, really. And Albedo rerun would go crazy. What I want is like Jean and D-Luke to have their own limited banner again. And I feel like that would be the most nostalgic thing, is to have these characters that hadn't ran in, or I guess Jean and D-Luke, I think they got their own banner at some point, but I want to see a Klee rerun. I want to see, you know, Albedo, of course. These 5 stars that haven't been out in a long time on their own limited banners and have been relegated to anniversary banner or whatever it's called. Like, I'm super excited to see them get their own limited banners again, especially because I think it'd just be funny. And also, I think it'd be great to have to like switch up the standard banner for like a patch or two, and make it so that standard banner characters get their own runs, and then they put different characters on standard banner. Like, I think that'd be really funny. I don't know. I just think that'd be enjoyable. Can you imagine pulling on standard banner and you can get like, you could get like Raiden Shogun or something? That would never happen, but that would be so stupidly crazy that I think it'd be really funny. They should really do April Fool's banners. Like, what if they had a banner where every single Archon was on it and you could get every single one? That'd be so stupid, but it'd be funny. We also need a Geo character on standard banner because we do not have a Geo 5-star on standard banner because we don't have one. Maybe put Albedo on here, honestly. I don't think Albedo deserves it, but I think having a Geo character on standard banner would be good because, you know, we are kind of missing one. And then putting Albedo on here would make it so that Albedo can actually be gotten and not relegated to the depths of the Chronicle banner. So, you know, also I think Klee would do well on here. I think like Ganyu would do well on here. Just all the characters that don't get reruns off of Chronicle banner. I think a second standard banner for those kind of characters would be fine. Like if it rotated every week or something. I doubt rotating every week would be good, but every like every rotation of the normal patch of the normal banner. So every 20 days, it rotates a different set of characters onto it that haven't been seen in a while. I think that could be fun. And then you can choose, and you can use these wishes on it. I feel like that would be the standout thing is you could use these wishes for characters that don't get reruns a lot because otherwise you're using them on standard banner, but you also lose to the characters that are on standard banner. So at some point you're not going to need. Hello, it's Friday. I've been debating for a little bit whether I want to bother doing weekly bosses this week just because I just haven't been feeling it really. I think I want to take a break, so I don't think we're gonna bother doing them. But we do have something in the mail. Wow. What? Wow. I think this is the first time I've got one of these. Yeah, this is the first time I've got one of these. I have never played on my birthday before, so that's wow. Awesome. Anyway, we're gonna go do our thing. Um, just do books because I really don't feel like doing weekly bosses. So I know weekly bosses are like technically probably the most exciting thing ever. Probably the most exciting thing in the weekly recap, but I don't feel like doing them. I was editing this. I was editing this yesterday, and I actually really have liked it. I yapped a lot about random stuff so far, and I don't think I'm gonna yap about really anything more because I don't particularly have anything to yap about. But I like nonstop talked for like every clip that I or like every session that I recorded, and it was honestly kind of nice to go through and just have talked for the entire time. I don't do that very often. Typically I'll chop a lot of stuff out, especially during fights. I typically just chop the fights out because like you see me do fights all the time, and I don't need to put it in there. So more often put just the me talking in there. But if you're more interested in, if you would like me to actually like put fights in the weekly recap, let me know and I will start doing that more because I tend to just cut them out because I mean my thought process is everybody has done these fights hundreds of times already. You don't need to see me do them, right? Like I like doing books, but everybody has done books, so you don't need to see me specifically do books. You can go and do books yourself, right? Like, but if you're more interested in me leaving the fights in more consistently, let me know and I can do that.
Show me your moves. Finish this back.
Into the wind.
Oh, connection is dying again.
Not too far now.
I love to see it. I don't know why. I haven't really been doing anything. I mean, I've been playing the Oblivion remaster still. It's been really good. I did a quest. I did a side quest that was like I got it from the Countess of Bruma, and without any spoilers, it was really cool because I'd never heard about it before. Like you had to go somewhere and find something for her, and then it was just really fun. It was really easy, but it was still really fun to go through. I'm thinking about getting back into Marvel Rivals because I hear all the drama going on right now with support mains and everything, and it just makes me interested. And I've been, it's all over my For You page on TikTok and stuff. And I kind of want to try playing it. I haven't played since the release. I think it was called Season 0. I haven't played since like then. And I used to be a support main, or I was a support main in the game because nobody else plays fucking support. So I just want to take a look and see how it's going on. I do think the whole support drama is definitely a thing more applicable to higher elo games, like higher ranked games. I think is where it's happening, but like I could probably still see the effects of it in freaking casual, just because that's how those types of games are. I don't play those types of games very often. I want to do this purely out of curiosity, but the game that I've played the most that is like that is not Overwatch. It is called Paladins. That game is old. It's not very old, but like I used to play that a ton back in the day. I have 150 hours on it. I had my like crowning achievement was back in the day.
Come on, show me your courage.
I got like 500,000 gold, and I got a title called Mr. Moneybags, and that's like I haven't unequipped that thing since.
Be humble.
I don't know. I don't enjoy those types of games like team-based hero shooters or hero-based team shooters or whatever they're called. I don't particularly enjoy them because personally, I don't know. I just don't have fun. So I don't know, but I'll see. I would need to uninstall something because I have so many other games installed that I haven't been playing. So I'll have to find something. But anyway, oh, I might take the thumbnail here. It's honestly a pretty nice spot. Have I ever taken a thumbnail here before? I literally don't know. This is a pretty cool place. Anyway, that is weekly recap this week. Skipped the weekly bosses because didn't feel like bothering. I don't think that's a bad thing. I got another notice for 5.6 stuff, which is this, and that looks cool. Risley's on it and Kanich, which is interesting. I do think that they'd be friends. And then we have Sheffy, Farina. I think that's Sheffy. I don't know. Then we have Farina and Navia and Aoife and Avaran. I like how it's this, and it looks like they're in the People of the Springs area, but there's no People of the Springs characters on this thing. They're either in the People of the Springs area or they're in Fontaine. I can't really tell. Because Natland is open now, so it makes sense to have the Natland characters in different regions. I think that'd be fun. 10 days, 11 days until these banners go away. So that's interesting. That's exciting, I guess. I don't know who's coming out next. I don't particularly care. I do think skipping Shalona is probably a bad idea, but who cares at this point? Have a good weekend. Thank you for watching. I don't know why I'm pausing so much when I'm talking. Have a good weekend. Thank you for watching. Happy birthday to me.